$300 for a Parlour guitar in Australia. An electric one as well. Could this be the best value acoustic guitar on the market in Australia right now? Let's check it out. All right, legends. So today we're gonna have a look at this thing. It's a guitar. Nice. It is a miniature guitar. So today we're gonna have a look at this oversized ukulele. New guitar day for me. The Artist Guitars OS60EQ. Just quickly though, before we get into the video, if you like this sort of stuff, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you think. If you've got any other Artist guitars too, let me know, because I've gone through a fair few of them at this stage. So obviously this one, the Grunge Master TC59 and ST62. I've got one of the hybrid basses, which I really like. For what they are, the guitars, they represent really, really good value for money. I'm not affiliated with them at all. They don't know I'm making this video. I paid for this guitar. I've paid for all the other guitars. This is just my opinion. Picked this up recently, just after Christmas, on a clearance sale for 299 Australian dollars. Currently gone back up to 405 Australian, so it's not on sale anymore. So we're just going to do a quick unboxing vid just so we can see how the guitars arrive at our door from Artists. They do come really, really quickly, which is awesome. Mine had a day or two delay because of, you know, Christmas, New Year's and all the public holidays. They always come boxed really, really nicely, really well protected. I've never had anything show up at my door that's been damaged or broken. Lots of bubble wrap, double bagged, as we can see. A nice little bit of moisture sugar. And starting to reveal the guitar, hopefully nice and slow. Do you like this shirt? I got it for Christmas, and I thought, if I have to wear this gaudy thing, you have to see it too. Nice little bit of detail with the paper under the string so it doesn't dent the frets or anything, so that's always really cool. Quality control by Leo. Always trust a guitar from Leo. And the first strum. All right, now we're all powered up. The Fishman Presys 2 does come with a tuner, which is really, really handy. Bass and treble and phase switches. The tuner is really good. It's a little bit slow, but it's not, you know, it's nothing evil. I'm used to a Boss floor tuner, which is almost instant with tuning. This thing takes, you know, a fraction of a second to find its pitch before it's ready to rock and roll. And here we go. G, D, E minor, C, like a heathen. Oh, a bit of Jolene. Lovely. So this is with no setup, stock strings, and just recorded with my phone mic. Oh, C9. What a fancy chord. Fancy boy. Okay, so yeah, we can see the bridge and the neck, fretboard rather, is a little bit dry. But that's all right. We'll fix that soon. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's good. It's good. And there we go. The bridge has had a treatment with some fretboard conditioner, as has the fretboard. Nice and dark, nice and moist. So what you get for your money is a pretty decent little instrument. We'll go through some details of it and the problems that I had with it when I first got it. Solid cedar top, laminated ash back and sides. It's got a really nice sort of figuring on it, which is really pretty. Fishman Presys preamp, which is really cool because, you know, you can plug it in and use it live. Bone nut, bone saddle. It's got a open headstock, which looks really cool, but I've just restrung it and it is a pain in the backside to restring. So if you've got any tips to restringing them quickly, please let me know, because the fretboard and bridge are made out of what they call eco rosewood. It is basically a floorboard. It's, from what I've read, it is wood chips that are dyed and glued and pressed. A lot of people don't necessarily like it. I've had a few artist guitars with that material as a fretboard before, and I don't tend to really care or notice. But again, for $300 you can't really expect all solid rosewood. Also on the side of the neck, we've got really cool little binding strips as well. The body's completely bound. So what we're going to do is I'll play a few little bits and pieces. I'll mic it up with a SM57 at the neck joint, and then also plugged in through the DI as well, and then I'll blend the two together just to give you an idea of what the pickup does and what the guitar sounds like mic'd up. It has had a new set of strings put on it because the ones that came from the factory were pretty old and cruddy. So the good things about it, it's cheap. It's $300. It was when I got it anyway. It's $400 now. It is well made. It's finished reasonably well. Obviously, it's got the preamp in it, so you can plug it in and use it live, which is what I'm going to use it for. It doesn't have the specs for what the radius of the fretboard is, but it's relatively flat and wide. The nut measurements are 48mm. I bought it specifically for fingerpicking stuff. And having the extra space with my fat digits really sort of helps out. It looks nice. It weighs next to nothing. The figuring on the back's nice. One of the cool things about it though is it doesn't collapse on itself. So when you do like heavy strumming, I was sort of envisioning it to sort of collapse and bottom out and sort of not have as much projection as what a dreadnought would, but light strumming sounds nice and clear and open. And then if you dig into it, it rings really, really well. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with this thing. Now the bad sides of it, when I first got it, the inside the sound hole, the little standoff mount for the wiring loom for the preamp had come loose, so I had to glue that back in. No big deal. Some of the finishing details around the inside of the sound hole and the peg head are a little bit rough. It's not really a deal breaker, you're not really going to notice, but if you're under, you know, with a microscope having a look around, you can obviously see that some corners were cut cosmetically. Again, it's $300, so I'm not really being too critical about it. The bridge and fretboard were very, very dry. Obviously, it's that glue material, eco rosewood floorboard stuff, so traditional lemon oil and that isn't really going to penetrate and like moisturize the wood, I guess, like a normal rosewood sort of fretboard would. In saying that though, I did give it a treatment. It did come up a little bit nicer. It is, you know, noticeably darker and not as dry looking. The other thing, the setup from the factory was, how do I say it politely, on the high side. The action at the 12th fret was way over 3mm, so it needed a good setup. There was no relief in the neck. It wasn't buzzing or anything, obviously, because the action was so high. It was relatively uncomfortable to play. So if anyone who's buying one of these as an inexpensive first guitar and you don't have the skill set to do a setup, please take it to your guitar shop or a luthier and get them to do that for you, because the difference between the playability is night and day. When I first got it, it was sort of a struggle to play chords and stuff up above the 5th or 7th fret because the action was so high. But now it's nowhere near like an electric setup. It's not that low, but it's a lot more comfortable. I also did a full fret dress level crown on this as well. The frets are really small. They're not like your usual jumbos that you're used to on modern guitars these days. They're really small ones. So bending isn't the easiest. It's not impossible, but new string, so it's just got out of tune real easy. Nice and snappy though. So if you do get one, just factor in the cost of either getting it set up professionally or doing it yourself. Would I buy it again? I don't know. This is my first Parlour guitar. I've always been reluctant to get a smaller body size guitar because I'm 6'2" and weigh a million kilos. So this thing against me looks like a ukulele. But the sound effect's awesome. The portability is awesome. It plays great. The string spacing is great. So if I was ever to upgrade from this to get a different O style, Parlour style, finger style guitar, I don't necessarily think I'd get this again. I think I'd probably upgrade and get a different one. But this has been like a really cool revelation into the world of small body sized acoustics. Before this, I was always Dreadnought or Dreadnought with a cutaway. Probably see it behind me. Other way. Got a vintage Yamaha on the rack and then that Court as well. So yeah, I think in future though, if I was ever going to upgrade for this and get something in the same sort of ilk, I'd probably spend some more money. Artists do make some higher end acoustics as well, which I'd be interested to have a look at. Some of them are all solid woods, rosewood necks, really, really nice guitars and well under the price you'd expect to pay for a similar quality product in different brands. Yeah, for what it is, I think it's a really, really cool guitar. I've got a admittedly mid to entry level Court Dreadnought that I've been using predominantly on stage. For what we're doing now with more country stuff and with the singer taking the acoustic role predominantly, if I'm ever doing acoustic numbers, it's usually like arpeggiating chords or finger picking and that sort of thing. We're doing songs like Jolene as well. So having a guitar with a wider nut and like, you know, wider string spacing has been really, really helpful. Yeah, aside from those few little cosmetic shortcomings and requiring a setup, which most new guitars do anyway, I wouldn't say that's a point against the artist. It's just, you know, be aware that for my playing style, I didn't get a guitar fresh out of the box that was perfectly set up for how I play. Nor would I ever. Like, it's been very rare that I've ever picked up a guitar and gone, oh yeah, this action's pretty dialed in. But anyway, that was the Artist Guitars OS60EQ Parlour sized guitar. If you like it, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps the channel out heaps to get these videos out to, you know, more than 4 people, which would be really nice.